All right. Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls. Kamusta po kayong lahat on such a beautiful Saturday afternoon? I'm Riza Diaz, and joining me are our ka-chasers. We have with us, of course, Waylon Galvez, all the way from Manila. We have Jerry Ramos. We also have Abba Cordero, and of course, the rest of the team. And we want to welcome everyone to this episodes of the Chasedown!
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 Sana ay mabuti po ang inyong kalagayan kung nasaan man po kayo nanonood sa amin ngayon via, of course, PBA Rush, those that are watching us via Facebook live stream, or yung sa mga nakikinig sa atin through Radyo 5 92.3 News FM. Maraming salamat po. Kamustahin natin ang ating mga ka-chasers bago tayo makipagkwentuhan sa napakaraming sports balita natin ngayong araw na to. Waylon, unahin na kita. How are you?
Good, Riza. Of course, sinalubong tayo nung 2022. Medyo madaming kasakit sa atin. Pero all is well, all is good. Nagpapagaling lahat. And we're happy na makasama natin, of course, mga ka-chasers natin. Yung mga nanonood sa atin, sabi mo nga, nakikinig sa atin sa radyo. Welcome kayo. Marami kaming, siksik ang hapon na ito sa paboritong sports tambayan tuwing Sabado. Kaya tutok lang kayo 2 oras. Riza?
Yep, it's going to be a super jam-packed show as we have guests this afternoon. Most specifically, doon sa recently concluded na PBA 3-on-3 tournament. At bukod dyan, syempre makakakwentuhan din natin. Walang iba kundi si Commissioner Willie Marcial. Maya-maya yan. Pero kamustahin din natin kasi kahit naman, may pandemic, tuloy-tuloy ang balita, hindi nagpapahinga. Abba Cordero, kamusta ka? You're broadcasting from the office?
Yes, as usual, dito sa Philippine Star head office. And magandang araw po sa inyo lahat. Alarming man ang number of COVID new cases. And we're to bring you 2 hours of entertainment, tawagin na natin entertainment, para malibang naman yung mga nasa bahay na either nagpapahinga, nagpapagaling, o naka-quarantine. Lahat kayo, mga kaibigan ko, mga kamag-anak na ang dami, kaliwat ka na ng mga kilala kong medyo dealing with the COVID virus right now. So dyan lang po kayo, 2 hours po ito.
And of course, completing our ka-chasers this afternoon is Jerry Ramos. Maraming baon si Jerry. Hi, Jerry.
Hi, Riz. Happy New Year, mga ka-chasers and sa lahat ng viewers natin. Siyempre, sit back and relax at fasten your seatbelt pa rin. Dahil alam nyo ba na 67 days from now, magto 2 years na tayong lockdown. Ganun na katagal, 2 years. Dahil March 16 nung last na nag-lockdown tayo. So, ngayon, biro mo, ganun kabilis yung panahon. 2 years na pala tayong under this severe pandemic. Pero sabi nga ng mga ka-chasers natin, mag-relax lang muna kayo dyan dahil for the next 2 hours, bibigyan namin kayo ng mga balita at chikahan sa mundo ng palakasan natin. Riza?
Alright, and with that being
Riza,
said,
di mo tinanong kung nasan si Jerry. Nasa PBA yata
si Jerry
siya. Nasa PBA.
Para kasing nasa bahay, I assume nasa bahay. Am I wrong?
Okay. Bahay.
Bahay.
Nasa PBA pa yan.
Bahay.
Okay, Riz.
Okay. But, eto na, dahil nga marami tayong kwento para sa kanila at meron tayong mga bisita, simulan na natin na ibahagi ang ating maiinit na headlines. Siyempre, isa sa mga pinaka-mainit na headline na pinag-usapan nitong mga nakaraang araw at nakaraang linggo ay ang pagkansela nga. The PBA suspends games indefinitely again due to the surge in COVID-19 cases. Pag-uusapan po natin yan maya-maya at makakasama natin walang iba kundi si Commissioner Willie Marcial para makakuha pa tayo ng mas maraming impormasyon.
Good.
Eto pa, EJ Obiena versus PATAFA. The rift continues. Naku, humahaba ng humahaba itong anong to. Itong duelo na to. Mamaya hihimayin din natin yan.
Ayan, Reese. Ito naman. Kailan lang to? NBA legend Dirk Nowitzki. Nagkaroon ng jersey retirement. 41 forever, sabi nga nila.
And of course, later on during the show, PBA 3-on-3 Limitless Appmasters, the very first champions, will be joining us later on. Actually, their coach Willy Wilson, will be on the show for the very first time. So makakakwentuhan natin siya tungkol sa kanilang recent success na talaga namang very well celebrated. So yan, at marami pang iba, kaya pakaabangan nyo lang. Bukod sa marami pang iba, ito pa palang isa, pahabol.
Yan pa. Oo, Riz. Sa PBA pa rin, syempre. Rodney Brondial, nasa San Miguel Birna. At si John Pinto, pumasok sa pinto ng Hinebra.
Aba!
Yan! Alright, so simulan na natin ang may init nating balita dahil naibigay na natin ang ating headlines. And again, for those that are watching us, ang tabayanan po ninyo sa mga maraming tanong tungkol sa PBA. We'll have Commissioner Willie Marcial on the show in just a few ticks. And then later on, another Willy Wilson naman of the Limitless Appmasters will be joining us. Okay, simulan natin muna, Jerry, yung kwentuhan sa isa sa pinakamainit na headlines natin na hindi na naman naging kumbaga, it didn't come as a surprise to a lot of people, again, because due to the very high number of cases recently, COVID-19 cases, the PBA suspends the games indefinitely. Can you tell us more about this? Ano ang mga naging, what led to the decision of the PBA board and the commissioner to suspend the games for now?
Yes, Riz, kasi yung Governor's Cup was supposed to resume last January 5, but alam naman natin nung New Year's Eve pa lang, nag-announce ng gobyerno na sasailalim uli ang NCR and other nearby provinces into alert level 3. So during the first week ng 2022 nag-decide na agad ang PBA board and of course Commissioner Willie Marcial to at least suspend yung first week ng resumption nga ng Governor's Cup. So 10 games agad yung nasagasaan doon. I think that was the period of January 5 to January 5 to 9, no? Bukas January 5 to 9. And then dahil nga very alarming na yung pagtaas ng mga COVID-19 cases the past few days, last Tuesday nagkaroon ng emergency board meeting ang PBA led by Chairman Ricky Vargas and of course Commissioner Marcial, and napagdesisyonan nila ron na habang tumataas ang cases i-postpone muna indefinitely yung resumption nga ng Governor's Cup. And I think sabi nga ni Commissioner Willie Marcial at least pahapiyaw lang bago natin siya makausap mamaya dahil nakausap ko siya, I think that was 2 days ago. Sabi niya nga hindi sila nagkamali na isuspindi muna yung games ng Governor's Cup dahil nga the past few days 17,000 and then yesterday 21,000 cases na yung COVID-19 dito. So sabi nila wala silang panghihinayang dahil nga kapakanan pa rin and safety pa rin ng mga players, mga coaches, staff, utility, and syempre ng mga fans yung talagang isinasang alang-alang nila para ihinto muna yung mga laro sa pitch. Yun lang muna, Riz. Ano pang baka kayo kung may maidadagdag pa kayo tungkol dyan?
Kumbaga, Jerry, above anything else, it is really what you mentioned. That's the perfect way to put it together. It's safety first. Safety of the players, safety of the staff, safety of their families also, including the fans that were enjoying watching the games. And I don't like the commissioner himself. I don't see any regret in doing this. Although, syempre talagang may yung panghinayang lang dun sa level na the games were so good. Ang gaganda ng mga
Yeah.
laro natin. There, we are having a good number of fans turn out, watching the games live or on their TV sets or online. And nakakapanghinayang kasi we had that momentum, but we have to pause dahil nga sa mga cases ngayon. I want to get the reaction of the players. Waylon, meron ka bang mga nasagap na mga balita among players kung anong pakiramdam nila sa pangyayaring ito na now that again that we are on hold?
Some of the players, please, during Christmas, no, and New Year, while batian, ratings, natanong din natin ilan, like Polly, si Bo Belga, of Rain and Shine, Polly of Magnolia, si Rain ng Bata, of Rain and Shine din, na nung nagkaroon ng announcement na magkakaroon ng suspension or indefinite suspension, may panghihinayang, gaya ng sinabi mo nga, no, hindi lang yung players, hindi lang yung fans, actually lahat tayo nanghihinayang na nandun na Tama yung sinabi mo, may momentum. But, sabi mo nga, sabi rin na ni Commissioner, sa lahat ng bagay na to, safety first talaga. Tama yung naging decision ng PBA and the players agree na tama yung naging hakbang o move ng PBA board as well as the PBA Commissioner's Office na isuspend muna kasi importante yung health ng bawat isa hindi naman, alam naman natin yung virus na to, hindi natin alam saan nanggagaling. So nandun yung uuwi yung players, uuwi yung PBA staff, uuwi yung coaching staff, uuwi yung utility sa bahay, kanya-kanyang bahay. So mas mabuti nang palagpasin na muna natin tong surge na to. Then I'm sure makakabalik naman ng PBA. And with this return, kada naman balik ng natin sa from alert level or any lockdown, meron tayong natututunan So I'm sure mag-i-improve ang PBA dito kung ano yung mga guidelines, protocols na bawat na pwede nilang gawin. So good decision for the PBA, Commissioner Marcial, saludo kami sa iyo.
All right. And I'm talking on behalf of Nicholas, who's of course playing for the Phoenix Fuel Masters. And same sentiment. Sabi niya, sayang kasi they're enjoying the games already and they have that momentum as a team. Pero nabanggit din niya sa akin na they're going to use this time and take advantage of it to recuperate on whatever injuries they're feeling. Before the pause of the games, alam natin may mga ilang players na may mga iniinda-inda on their part. If you would remember in their last game, although they won that game, as an all Filipino cast, Paul Harris didn't actually play that game because of his I think it was a hamstring issue. And according to Nicholas, they're using, or Paul is using this time to be able to recover. And kung kailanman sabihin ng, let's say, ng PBA, with of course the permission of the IATF and GAB on that matter na pwede nang bumalik, hopefully pwede na rin siya. May mga naalala pa ba kayo na ibang players na perhaps gumagamit nitong oras na to be able to again gain strength or recover from injuries? Would you recall any other, Jerry, Waylon, Abak?
Ako, Riz, karamihan puro mga imports talaga yung no.
Mm-hmm.
May mga injuries, no. So tama it's the time para maka-recuperate sila rito. And at the same time may mga imports din na parating Like yung import ng Blackwater, si Sean Glover, he just arrived last New Year and kakalabas niya lang ng quarantine nung I think January 5. So it will, although wala pang mga scrimmages dahil bawal nga, at least during mga yung group practices, makikilala niya yung mga teammates niya, at least yung matuturuan siya ng konti ng sistema ng team, no? So, marami namang pwedeng gawin habang itong liga nga naka-standby na bago mag-resume uli yung mga laro, no? So, I think kumbaga kung may disadvantages, may advantages din naman mapupulot dito nga sa pagtigil ng mga laro sa Governors Cup. I think may ibang mga players, hindi ko na lang sasabihin na kung sino. May mga iba na nagsabi na may iba actually na nagsabi na sila mismo medyo may concern, and if ever na tuloy-tuloy yung laro, even to the point na kahit bawasan sila ng salary, ng sweldo, hindi muna sila maglalaro. Dahil syempre concerned din sila di lang sa health nila, kundi yung health ng family nila. Gaya nga yung sabi ni Waylon kanina, syempre uuwi ka after the game, ang dami mong nakasalamuha within your team, may mga contacts, di ba, dahil naglaro kayo, yung mga PBA staff, mga media, mga taga-Araneta or kung saan mang venue, tapos uuwi ka sa bahay nyo, di ba? Hindi mo maaalis na syempre maging concern sa mga players yung ganun. So, may mga ibang ganun akong nakausap na nag-suggest na if ever na dumating sa puntong ganun, willing sila na mabawasan yung sweldo nila, yung salary nila sa team para lang hindi maglaro.
I guess it's really because of the light of in what's happening, the numbers that we're seeing right now, and how rapid the increase is of the virus transmission. Ibang klase talaga siya. Is Abak with us? Because I don't think his connection is stable right now. I wanted to ask him sana his opinion, but nevertheless, yeah, I would understand Jerry, yung mga ganung players, also because again we are on that same boat where Nicholas would be thinking also of the safety not only of himself but also of course of the children that he's gonna come home to. Okay, maisingit ko lang on a lighter note kasi balikan natin yung mga imports who's using this time to recover and recuperate. Nakita ko lang on social media because I follow Coach Chito Victolero. One of the imports, si Mike Harris, their import is in the resort of Coach Chito Victolero and is enjoying kasi alam natin maganda ang nakarating siya in time kasi maganda ang maganda ang ambiance, 'di ba? Probinsya kasi. So meron siyang may fresh air, may mga kinakain siyang healthy, and that's something that we certainly hope na nagawa natin prior to all of this. Yeah, ano ka na lang talaga, mapapawish ka na, ay, sayang.
Sana all.
Oo nga, baka naman pwede, no? Yeah, but that's one. Because can you just imagine itong mga imports na to? They're staying, yes, I know, in perhaps hotels that is of course paid by the team, but they're alone and their families are in other countries. So mahirap din talaga. Kaya we hope and pray na hindi ito magtagal. Pero Jerry, sa mo rin, sa nasagap mo ng mga balita, is there a possibility that a bubble might be in the works?
Nung last time kong makausap si Commissioner Marcial after the board meeting, sinabi niya na sa usapan nila hindi umabot pa na na-discuss yung paglalaro sa bubble. Although mamaya siguro pwede natin uli siyang tanungin, baka that was kasi yung pag-uusap namin was I think last Tuesday pa, so baka who knows, dahil sa taas ng cases right now, baka naman may pagbabago sa decision ng board to finally let the games be played again in a bubble, just like the Philippine Cup in Clark last 2 years ago, and the All Filipino in Bacolor. last year, no? So hindi natin alam syempre hangga't maaari ayaw na ng PBA kasi na maglaro uli sa bubble. But if sabi nga nila if worst comes to worst, then why not? Kasi yun din ang nakasaad pala sa Joint Administrative Order ng Games and Amusement Board ng Philippine Sports Commission and ng Department of Health na even under Alert Level 3, allowed namang mag-resume ng mga professional sports. But it should be held inside a bubble, no? Yung kumbaga sa setup na nakabubble kayo. Allowed yun. So, kumbaga, if mag-decide ang PBA na mag-resume ngayon, okay na yon sa gabi, pero yun nga, bubble uli ang paglalaruan. And ayaw at as of the moment ayaw muna ng PBA na consider yung ganung scenario. But mamaya tanungin natin si Willie.
Right.
Riza,
yung
alam mo isa pa parang
yes, go ahead, Jerry.
May nabasa,
nabasa
ako. Mm-hmm. Parang nagsalita yata maganda rin i-clarify ito kay kay Commissioner Marcial later pagka available na siya. Pero may nabasa ako na Jerry, if I'm not mistaken, payag si GAB chairman Baham Mitra to resume the PBA maski na nandito sa Manila, hindi yung bubble katulad sa Bacolor and sa Angeles before, no, the previous two Philippine Cup. Pero ang lang is walang fans. Yun ang ipagbabawal kung magre-resume ang PBA sa I don't know kung Araneta. Prior to Araneta na accommodate ng fans na nasa ang PBA nasa Pasig Arena Inares Arena in Pasig City. So maybe we can clarify that kasi parang kung gano'n ang magiging scenario, siguro okay din na to resume. Wala nga lang fans na audience sa live games. Riz?
Mm-hmm. Well, when you think about it, economically, financially wise, napakamahal talaga kasi nung bubble setup. You have to pay for accommodations, you have to pay for transportation, food, tests and all that, on top of course salaries. So talaga siya, it's kumbaga madugo siya i-implement. But also, Jerry, another issue was raised, and you would understand where management is coming from. And it's not them being insensitive or anything about the issue. Is let's just put it out there, the salaries of the imports, hindi naman yan mura. So now that the games are on hold at hindi syempre naglalaro, kung ikaw yung may-ari, medyo masakit na rin sa bulsa yon na, tumatakbo yung oras, syempre hindi naman tumitigil yung pagpapasweldo. So talagang napakahirap the decisions, to be made. Should we pursue a bubble or not? That's why naiintindihan natin. Pero ika-clarify natin at tatanungin natin kay Commissioner Willie Marcial kung ano nga ang naging latest decision. And speaking of which, I think he's ready. So let's put him on the show so that we can get answers to all of these questions. Again, we are so fortunate that this afternoon we'll be joined nonetheless by, of course, the hard-working commissioner of the PBA, who's been with the league for so long. He's been a statistician. He was head of the PBA Media Bureau Chief. Also was an assistant commissioner, and now is the commissioner himself. What a challenging task, but he's here with us this afternoon. Commissioner Willie Marcial, magandang hapon po.
Magandang hapon sa inyo, paring Jerry, paring Waylon, at Mari. Long time no see.
Oo nga, Com. We are so happy to see you. I personally think you look so much better than the previous interviews that we've had. Mukhang ka na, Com, kahit paano nakapahinga-pahinga. Tapos eto na naman, meron na naman panibagong hamon. How are you first and foremost?
Mas okay na ngayon. Okay na, medyo gumaling na tayo sa COVID. nakaka-recover na, pero hindi pa rin 100% sa yung dati mong normal na nararamdaman. May nararamdaman ka pa rin. Mas na after 6 months, iba pa rin. Hindi pa rin 100%. Pizza.
Pero katulad ng mga ibang players natin, kahit injured, patuloy na lumalaban. We have so many questions regarding the league. Simulan na natin first and foremost. The games are on hold. We know that already, indefinitely. Ang tanong po ng karamihan is, would a bubble be in consideration in the light of all of these? Kasi nabanggit nga po ni Waylon kanina na si Gab po nagsabi na kung tutuusin, dahil professional league po ang PBA, we can actually resume the games in a bubble setup.
Bubble, yun nga, pinayagan tayo ng bubble setup ng Gab. Hindi pa rin kami nag-uusap pa ng klaseng bubble, pero nakasama ko si Chairman Mita sa isang show, ganito rin. Bubble, sigurado ba nyo na hindi tayo may infection pag nag-bubble tayo as of now? So that's one. Ulitin ko ulit na tawag akong meeting with the team managers ng isang araw, tapos ng gabi with the safety officers. Tinanong ko yung mga kanilang pananaw. Kasi sinasabi ko na sa kanila na baka ihinto ko yung game sa mga nangyayari. Ano bang feel nyo sa mga players? Yun nga, yung iba nagdadol ng isip, yung iba natatakot. Katulad nga na sinabi ko, pag sinabi natin maglalaro yung mga yan. 100% kasi trabaho natin. Trabaho din nila na maglaro. Pero pag uwi mo sa bahay, yun ang sinasabi ko, maski na ako. Pagpunta ko doon, okay, negative ako. Pero madami ko makakasalubong. Mga tigaraneta, mga TV, media, mga staff namin, players, kung sino-sino. Pag uwi ko ba, sigurado akong negative pa rin. So yung peace of mind ng mga players, ng lahat, kailangan pumunta kasi trabaho mo yun eh. Pero okay lang tayo. Pero yung mga anak at asawa nila, pag yun na naapektuhan, hindi ko kaya yun. Yun ang hindi ko, palagay ko, kayang konsensyahin o malulunok kung magkasakit ang pamilya nila. Dahil, ano sasabihin sa akin ng mga players? Si Commissioner, pinaglaro-laro kami. O yan, nagkasakit. Yun nga sinasabi ko, hindi naman natin kailangan magpabida. Ang PBA hindi kailangan magpabida sa mga gantong panahon. Okay nga, naglalaro nga tayo lang ang naglalaro ng liga. Paano naman yung peace of mind nila, lalos contact sport sila, nagkakadikitan sila. Paano pag-uwi? Diba? Hindi mo katulad ng sinabi ko, kumahawa ang mga asawa nila o mga anak nila, hindi ko kakayanin.
Puntahan natin because it's also a fact that the owners perhaps of these teams are spending a lot on the salaries of especially the imports. Na-raise po ba yan ng mga team owners po natin sa inyo? And paano nyo po minamanage itong iba't ibang issues coming from different sides?
Sinabi ko yan sa board meeting namin nung Wednesday. Sabi ko, pagpasensyahan na po nyo. Alam ko, malaki gastos. Dire-diretso sweldo ng mga players. May imports po tayo. Humingi ako ng pasensya. Talaga pong malaking gastos. Pero, hindi ko naman kaya gastos na malaki o magkaroon ng malaking infeksyon o lalos tumala. Diba? Humingi ako ng pasensya sa kanila. Sa mga governors na alam ko naman po na hirap. Kasi sinasabi ko nga, yung mga kumpanya natin, 75-50% lang ang gumagana, baka hindi pa. Pero ito nga, baka isang buwan na mawawala o sana hindi naman. Pero humingi ako ng kanilang pasensya at unawa na pati yung mga empleyado, dire-diretso ang sweldo dahil sa mga teams, humingi ako ng pasensya sa kanila at pangunawa.
Mhm. Kasi at the end of the day, no, wala namang pong presyo para sa buhay ng isang tao, lalo na kung malalagay sa alanganin. Sina Jerry po may mga questions din. Go ahead, Jerry.
Good afternoon and Happy New Year.
Happy New
Tom,
Year.
yung nabanggit mong bubble, more on closed circuit yon, tama ba? Yung sinasabi mong ganong uwian.
Yun ang sana namin. Pero kahit ano, kasi sinabi ko pati scrimmages sa mga governors kung pepe. Ayoko nga nung ano eh. May mga governors at ako, ayoko nga nung ano eh, yung cluster, yung small group. Kasi magkikita-kita pa rin sila. Sabi nila, wag naman kasi parang yun din, maano yung mga players, mental health, iba yung nakakalabas, nakaka-shooting, nakakatakbo. Sabi ko, o sige, yun na lang. Yung ultimo scrimmages, sabi nga nila, kung paano kung magbabubble kami sa hindi alert 3. Sabi ko, na-defeat din yung purpose natin na iningatan lang natin na maprotektahan lahat. Kung masisigurado po nyo sa akin na hindi may infeksyon, hindi mangyayari po, ay ganyan po natin. Pero kung tatanungin nyo, pati po scrimmages, wala. Kasi pati din mga players sige, magpa-practice sila. Nasa isipan din nila, ano ba, okay kaya itong practice na to? Paano pamilya ko? Yun yung kayo lumagay sa tayo ng mga players. 'Di ba? Nakakatakot. Mahirap.
So, if ever talagang the only way is for the cases to go down in numbers bago talaga tayo makapag-resume ng game sa Governors Cup. Ganun po bang ang tinitingnan ng liga?
Yan ang tinitingnan namin. Katulad, nagmi-meeting kami, biglang lumabas nga 10,000 na. So, 10,000 na. Nanggaling yata tayo sa 7. 10,000 na. Yun nga. Tama. Tapos ngayon, 20 na ba? 21,000. So, parang, di ba, parang hindi ko isusugal yung safety, yung protection ng mga tao para makalaro. Yun nga, humingi ako ng pasensya sa mga team owners at sa governors na sana maintindihan mo na for the meantime lang naman to siguro sana itong Feb okay na tayo.
Yun nga, yun ang iano ko, yung next question ko dahil according to the Octa research, maaring until mid of February baka mas mataas pa rin ang cases. So willing ba ang liga na maghintay ng ganong katagal?
Yun ang crucial ng Feb. Crucial ng Feb, siguro dapat magdesisyon anong gagawin sa imports, paano na, madi-delay pa ba natin kung hanggang saan. Crucial ng Feb, Jerry.
Okay, eto, namimiss ka na nito Si Waylon Galvez ang sunod na magtatanong.
Sino yan?
Agamulak. Ano next project natin? May Bagets Part 3 ba? Aga?
Luma.
Buti na lang. Maayos tayo.
Hindi tayo nagkita.
Buti na lang sa test natin. Negative tayo lahat.
Commissioner, eto, while we commend yung naging hakbang ng PBA Commissioner's Office as well as the PBA Board in suspending the games indefinitely because of the rising cases. May konti ba na nasa momentum na tayo Ang ganda ng mga laro, exciting games, balik yung fans. I'm sure ikaw din na na sayang naman.
Tama, Wilon. Sayang. Momentum na Pwede mo, nagsimula tayo sa 1-8 na tao. Yung first day, nagulat tayo. Nakala ko nga mangilang-ilan lang. 1-8. Ganun kasabik yung mga fans natin. Hanggang lumampas na nga tayo. Kulang-kulang ng 5,000 nung Pasko. Sayang. Sayang, nandun na yung momentum. Dire-diretso na tayo. Pero hindi ako manghihinayang kung makakaligtas lahat. Di ba? Para sa atin eh. Para sa atin naman to eh. Sana maintindihan ako ng mga fans at ng mga team owners kung sino mga naapektuhan.
Sabi ko, naintindihan ka namin, Kom. Sabi pa,
Kayo
si
hindi ko
Jerry
maintindihan.
pa, si Risa. Kom, ito lang. Siyempre, may mga players na mention na kanina ni Jerry. Ayaw pa sabihin ni Jerry kanina eh. Na hesitant. Hindi rin naman natin sila masisisi. Pero paano natin ini-handle yung ganung mga cases na hesitant yung players? Siyempre, may mental yan aspect yan na may ginagawa bang hakbang si PBA or siguro through their teams para kausapin sila on what to do?
Hesitant saan? Para maglaro? Maglaro, Waylon?
Yung siyempre infection, sabi mo nga kanina, yung baka ma-infect or siyempre makapag-uwi ng virus sa bahay.
Ayun
May
nga.
takot, kumbaga.
Yun ang isang hakbang natin na tigil lang mga scrimmages, tigil lang game. Isa yun. Kinakausap ko yung mga team managers kung paano i-handle. Pero isang pinakamalaking bagay na ginawa natin para hindi sila mag-isip nga, katulad din na sinasabi mo, pinatigil natin ang PBA. Yun ang isang hakbang na ginagawa natin.
And we commend nga, Kom, yung hakbang na yun kasi talaga namang very alarming yung pagtaas ng kaso eh. Mahirap na, sabi mo nga, mahirap na mahawa. Tayo, pinagdaanan natin yan, so mahirap talaga yung kung may infect. Lisa, back to you.
Okay, kung may iba lang muna tayo ng topic because syempre alam naman natin dahil nga wala munang PBA, pag-usapan natin yung nakaraan. The 3-on-3 was a big success. I think it's a big success. The fans enjoyed it, the players enjoyed playing. What are your takeaways, Kom, sa una po natin sa inaugural conference natin ng PBA 3-on-3?
Tama, nag-meeting kami kahapon ng 3x3. Si Chairman Dicky Bachman, si Joey Guanyo, si Coach Magsanok, si Eric Castro. Tinatanong nila sa akin, Kom, anong assessment mo? Ano sa tingin mo? Anong mga comments mo? Sinabi ko yung mga comments ko, pero sinasabi ko overall, ang ganda ng impact ng 3x3. One, napasaya natin ang mga fans, okay sa mga governors, okay sa TV, ang ganda ng ratings natin, okay din sa mga sponsors. Totoo, nabigla di ako, nagulat ako, yan, nandiyan si Jerry lagi na napalipad natin ang 3x3. Siguro maganda lang yung timing natin at yun nga, may bas-bas sa taas. Ang ganda ng 3x3, nakakagulat na biglang gumanon, nagkagana yung mga fans. Ang importante dun, nasuportahan tayo at nagkaroon ng interest sa mga fans.
Mm-hmm. And with this success, Kom, ano pong mga next po na posibleng mga plano po ng PBA sa 3-on-3?
Yung 3x3, dapat nagsimula na Gen 8. Pinaspone muna namin. Sasabay yan sa 5x5. Pero pag nag-start na yung 5-on-5 natin, siguro mga a week or 2 magsisimula na ulit yung 3x3.
Nice. Okay. May mga questions pa ba kayo, Waylon, Jerry, for Commissioner Willie? Go ahead, Jerry.
Kom, napag-usapan lang yung 3x3. Paano yun? Nagpa-practice din ba yung mga team? Allowed din ba?
Tigil lahat.
Tigil din.
Wala pa rin sila scrimmage. Pwede sila individual practices. Pero wala. Pati sila, tigil, naglabas tayo ng memo. Kahapon tayo naglabas ng memo na tigil muna ang mga practices ng 3x3.
Small group pwede, ganun ba yan? Mga shooting,
pwede.
okay lang.
Shooting. Okay yun.
Okay. Waylon,
Go ahead.
Yun lang sa 3x3 na-mention mo si Coach Ronnie Magsano. Alam naman natin si Coach Ronnie, sa SBP din, as the head ng 3x3 national team. Nakatahi ba itong liga natin 3x3 PBA with the national team, yung efforts to send team para sa international competitions?
No, we did close coordination with SBP. Kasama natin ang SBP to. Kaya natin tinayo to para sa SBP, para sa national team natin. Na sana makarating tayo sa Olympics dito sa 3x3 na nakikita kong malaki tsansa. Kaya ginawa natin to para sa SBP, para kay President Alpanlillo ng SBP to.
With that, alam ko may mga certain points yan di ba, na ma-earn ng bawat player, or I think players nag-earn ng points sa 3x3. Meron na bang kumbaga paano gagawin ng PBA in coordination with the SBP to form a strong national team?
Meron na tayong yung system natin nakatahi din sa FIBA. Sila nagbibigay sa atin ng schedule, sila nagbibigay sa atin ng points, sila lahat. Meron tayong software para doon. So lahat yun may puntos na nga Nakita ko ang number 1 total points si Marvin Hayes na kulang-kulang na 12,000. So yun na. Meron pala yun na kailangan mas malaki puntos mo pag natapos mo yung game, pag umabot ka sa 21, or pag naubos mo yung 10 minutes, may mga ganun pala na ang nakakaalam FIBA, tapos FIBA magbibigay sa amin kung sino mga puntos. At sila din nagbibigay kung anong klaseng schedule na dapat gawin. Kaya ang ginagawa, dati naman pwede natin isabay sa PBA yan in between games. Pero ang FIBA, kailangan 2 sunod na araw. So sinusunod natin para magkaroon tayo ng points.
Very good.
Kung may mga question po dito regarding of course the league from our fans. So isa-isahin na natin, take advantage na kami habang nandito ka. So isa po sa mga tanong ko, kahit po ba nakatigil daw po ang games for the meantime, ongoing ba yung mga trades? Kasi nabasa natin, let's say, or rather yung movement ng mga players signing to other teams. Patuloy po ba yan?
Oo. Diretso, lalo yung free agent. Ito
Yes.
yung mga free agent na iniintay ng marami na madami na kung bato lang free agent. Ayan na. Naglabasan ng mga free agents na players na na-acquire na ng ibang mga teams.
Dahil nandito ka na rin, can you help us understand this better? Kasi lately ko lang po ito nabasa at gusto ko lang po malaman din. So for the information also of our viewers, ano po ba itong sinasabi na rule po na in-adjust po natin when it comes to free agency for those players that were drafted after 2014? Pwede niyo po ba kaming i-educate dito po sa naging adjustment po natin na ito?
Nung araw kasi, nandiyan pa yung ating mahal na Mr. Eli Capasio. So, ang commissioner pa yata nun, si Com Chito Salud, kung daw nagkakamali. Sa yata. Na sinasabi niya, that was 9-10 years ago, na i-ano natin yung free agent. Yung free agent na pag umabot ka ng certain time, parang sina Lebron sa NBA, ay pwede ka nang mamili ng mga teams na gusto mo basta wala kang kontrata. So, sinimulan namin ng 2014. Tapos ngayon, nahinog nung this year na naglabas ako ng memo nung last year pa na tingnan yung mga free agent nyo paki-check nyo. Kung gusto nyo pa naman sila, i-renew na nyo agad mas maaga. Kasi sigurado yun, kunwari mga 2 to 4 months, hindi mo pa nire-renew, iintay na nila yung free agency nila, yung pagka-free agent nila. So, iintay nila yon kasi makakapamili ka. Ang problema mo lang doon, kung may market ka, kung may kukuha sa'yo, kunwari, iintayin mo, yung iba kasi, dire-diretso yung kontrata eh. Yung mga pumasok ng 2014, free agent na sila ngayon. Pwede silang mamili ng pupuntahan nilang teams basta tapos na yung kontrata nila. So, yung 2015, next year, magiging free agent sila. Pinag-usapan namin sa board, tinignan muna namin, tingnan namin kung makakabuti sa liga itong free agent. Free agency natin, kung makakabuti. Pag hindi makakabuti, makaka-epekto sa liga, ibabalikan namin kung anong maganda ulit. Kasi ngayon, sabi namin, tutuloy ba natin? Kailangan natin tuloy. So, subukan muna natin. Subukan muna natin kung anong epekto. As of now, wala pa naman, maganda naman tinatakbo. Pero pag kunwari makakasama sa liga, i-review ulit ng board kung paano mapaganda yung free agent. Pero maganda yan kasi matagal na sinasabi sa akin ng mga players yan eh. So yan, ayan na yung taon na to nagsimula.
Kung maisingit ko na lang, and again, correct me if I'm wrong, is Rodney Brondial one of them players na kumbaga nakaka-enjoy nitong bagong adjustment na to ngayon, that now we learned from the Alaska Aces, nabigyan po siya ng, or they offered him an extension, a contract extension, but upon expiration of his contract, he had the free will to move to another team. Dahil po ba yan sa rule na adjustment na to?
Tama. Parang sa NBA din, kahit mataas pa ang iyong sinesweldo, minsan kasi yung iba gusto makatikim. Sa NBA, gusto makatikim mag-champion, magpapababa ako ng presyo para makasama ako sa team na to. Oo, yan yung kagandahan. Maganda yan para sa players. Okay?
Mhm.
Maganda yan para sa players. Hindi natin alam kung maganda sa team o maganda sa liga. Pero yan. Yan yung essence na yan. Tama ba ako, Jerry Waylon?
Tama, Kom. Kami nga, gusto namin pumirma sa iyo eh. Free agent kami.
Agent kayo eh. James Bond agent kayo. Exporter kayo. Exporter agent kayo. So hindi kayo pwede.
Jerry, Waylon, do you have any other questions through about this topic or wala na?
Hindi. May isa lang yung isa pang question list na pinapatanong ng isang fan. Kom, sabi, anong mangyayari sa liga if bumalik na tayo sa alert level 2?
Anong mangyayari? Laro na tayo. May fans
Laro na.
Laro na tayo. Game
May
na tayo.
fans na.
May fans. Balik na kung anong ginagawa natin dati. May fans na 50%. Okay. Lahat. Sana nga, kaya eto na naman ako, humingi ako ng dasal nyo. Sana nga, balik ulit tayo sa dati po.
Kaso Kom, may mga bali-balita, di ba, na lumalabas na baka lang naman i-ano tayo sa alert level 4 by weeks dahil nga talagang pataas yung cases ng COVID. Syempre, concern din ng liga ron.
Kaya nga, ang crucial, Jerry, Feb. Kung anong mangyayari sa Feb, doon tayo magdidesisyon. Kung anong dapat gawin, kaya na ba natin mag-bubble, safe ba, kahit bubble, kahit anong klaseng bubble. Diba? So, tingnan natin. Sa Feb, hindi ko po masasabi hanggang hindi pa po natin nakikita kung anong mangyayari sa sitwasyon na to.
Okay.
Thank you, Kom.
I guess that's all the time that we have for today. Kom, mensahin niyo po sa mga PBA players, sa mga PBA fans na nanonood po sa atin, sa mga PBA staff po ninyo na nakikinig din po sa atin.
Ayun, kailangan po natin mag-ingat. Sobrang ingat. Kung ano po yung mga dating protocols, alam ko naririndi na po kayo sa mga social distancing, mag-mask, pero yun po ang kailangan hindi lang po para sa PBA, para sa ating lahat. Kailangan talaga po super ingat para makausad na po tayo sa mga pandemya na to. Pero kaya po natin to na nagawa na po natin to ng mga ilang taon. Kaya po natin to. Kaya nakikiusap din po ako na sorry sa kakulitan po namin na protocols at talaga po hiningi po namin ang dasal nyo para matapos ang putang pandemya.
Alright. Okay, Jerry, go ahead.
May nakikinig pala sa'yo. Si NLEX Executive
Sino?
Ronald Dolatre.
Yun.
Si Boss.
Merry
Nakikinig.
Christmas.
Icom, sabi.
Sabi mo, Merry Christmas kay Boss Ronald. Nasa vegan yan, pare. Nasa vegan. Ang sarap ng
ganun ba?
langgonisa dyan. Ang sarap ng langgonisa.
Langgonisa lang, boss.
Oo nga, na-miss ko yung
Panada.
Alam mo, Kom, dahil nung Christmas game, first time ko na Christmas game na hindi ako na-assign, na-miss ko yung mga mga pag-giveaway ni Boss Ronald, ni Coach Yeng. Yung maraming mga pag-giveaway yan sila. ni Sir Tony. Si Sir Tony may pag-giveaway yun. Sayang naman talaga.
Risa.
Huwag maghintay lang kayo.
Ayan.
Don't lose hope.
Risa. Huwag na yung pag-giveaway nung
Ha? Pag-giveaway nino?
Ano, Waylon?
Risa, yung pag-giveaway di Agamula, kantay mo din.
Yan.
Kasi, dapat nung bago mag-pass, di ba? Nagkawala-wala na tayo, hindi na tayo nakita-kita eh. Buti na lang, hindi tayo
Kung may expiration ba yun? May expiration? Walang expiration yun pandemya eh.
Parang tinext ako kanina ni Mark Baroque, Kong, Happy New Year. Sabi ko, pare, parang pesta na ng ng Quiapo.
Sa relo.
Kaos na tao. Pero Happy New Year na din. Tapos nag-usap kami. So, sabi ko, parang pesta ng Quiapo na yata. So, yun. Natawa siya. So, na-expiration yun kasi wala ng Christmas. Tapos New Year. Pag nagkita tayo, Waylon talaga.
Malay mo po magkita-kita tayo for Valentine's. Malay mo, ipagdasal natin. PBA namimigay ng bulaklak yan kapag Valentine's Day sa audience. So sana. But maraming salamat po sa inyong pagkapaunlak sa amin ngayong hapon. Yes, Waylon.
May habol
Isa
pa
pang
si Waylon,
namimiss natin, Kasi nabanggit ni Jerry si Boss Ronald nasa vegan. Kung nakakamiss mag-all-star,
Oo.
Uy. Oo
di
nga.
ba? Riz, Jerry, nakakamiss mag-all-star,
Buti na sabi mo yan. Iniimbitahan tayo ng Dubai Expo.
Pupunta tayo doon?
Sabi nila, baka pwede tayo maglaro ng January. Sabi ko, imposible. Sa nangyayari ngayon. Sumulat ulit sila. Baka pwede ng March. Sabi ko, mo na. Kasi may quarantine papuntang Dubai. Tapos pabalik, may quarantine na naman. At hindi natin alam, di ba? Kaya nga tayo nag-iingat eh. Pero 2 beses tayo sinusulatan ng Dubai Expo na sana 2 to 4 teams sa may sama natin doon. Yun nga, hindi, as of now, in January, hindi. Binago nila kung pwede sa March. Sabi ko, baka hindi pa rin pwede. Yung pala, sumulat sa atin ng
At
Dubai.
least sana open yung invitation, no?
At sumulat sa atin ng Korean Basketball League na kinukongratulate tayo na yung patuloy natin pagbabasketball at gusto nila makipag-usap para sa mga exchange sa mga players. Exchange sa mga players, palitan ng players. Ang kausap ko yung presidente nila, si Mr. Kim o Mr. Lee. Yun ang kausap ka, So, yun. Magandang mga inaano nila sa PBA.
Tsaka ang EASL din, syempre, di ba? Abangan natin yan. Pwede, isa pa yan.
Mga ganyan.
Tama. EASL, Jenny. Kausap ko, sama ko na rin. Sorry, umahaba yung oras ko. Kausap ko na din si Mr. Matt Bayer. Nagbigay na rin sila ng schedule. October 12, home and away yun eh. Away tayo. October 19, dito. November. Sana masulat nyo, Jerry, yung EASL.
Yan.
Oo naman.
Alright. ang dami pa nating pwedeng abangan na, there's a lot of things that we can look forward to. That's my takeaway in this interview. But for now, katulad ng sinabi ni Commissioner Willie Marcial, mag-ingat po tayong lahat. At ikaw din, Com, mag-ingat po kayo to you and your
Aga muna!
family and the rest of the PBA staff. Mag-ingat po kayo. And hopefully when the surge subsides and everything is back to, normal somehow, we can all gather again and enjoy the PBA Games. Maraming salamat, Commissioner Willie Marcial.
Tom, thank you.
Thank
Buhay
you,
ka.
thank you, thank you.
Oh, thank you.
Thank you.
Sige.
Salamat po. There you go, Commissioner Willie Marcial. Always yung pagbibuan natin na yung mga pag-giveaway. Totoo kasi yan, napaka-generous ng mga PBA family, and
Totoo.
Commissioner is one of them. Generous not only in kind, pero nakita niyo naman with his time. 'Di ba? Hindi siya nagmamadali and he was able to answer a lot of our questions. Okay, now we're going to pause for a quick break. Pagbalik naman natin, marami pa tayong magiging sports kwentuhan, kaya wag po kayong alis. Magbabalik po ang The Chasedown!
Chasedown!
Hi! Welcome back to the Chasedown. Ako po si Riza Diaz and joining us of course is Waylon Galvez along with Jerry Ramos bringing you the hottest sports stories from here and abroad ngayong Saturday afternoon. We just had Commissioner Willie Marcial and he answered a lot of questions surrounding of course itong paborito nating liga ang PBA. It's very unfortunate that as of the moment, again, for those who are just tuning in, the PBA Games are on hold, or should we say the games have been suspended indefinitely due to the rising cases nga of COVID-19. Pero, there's light at the end of the tunnel. Ang sabi ni Commissioner Willie Marcial, once the case go down and we are back to alert level 2, tama ba yun, Jerry? Wala na masyadong magiging tanong pa, the PBA can resume. Sa mga nagtatanong naman kung posible ba na magkaroon ng isang PBA bubble, the commissioner is discounting or is saying pretty much that is not in the choices, or should they say they're not considering implementing one right now because again they're putting the safety of the players on top of their priority list above everything else. So, ang sabi lang niya sa atin, syempre, as much as it is a hard decision to make, especially when it comes to the financial end of the league, because we know that the PBA, the teams are losing a lot, especially when the games are on hold, hindi natin pwedeng isakripisyo yung kaligtasan ng mga manlalaro, ng staff, ganun na rin ang kanilang pamilya. Kaya, as of the moment, again, the PBA Games are on hold. Okay, so now we have other kwentuhan to make when it comes to other sports or other leagues. Tulad na lang ng NBA, napakaraming nangyayari. Simulan natin with Waylon Galvez giving us a rundown of how it went for the retirement of Dirk Nowitzki. Very emotional. And again, nakakalungkot itong era na to because this past few months, year, ang daming mga players, not only in the NBA but also in the PBA, na nag-retire na. And I don't know if it's a sign of anything that we are really getting old.
Tama ka, Risa, no? Yung mga inabutan natin, mga idol natin, 20 plus years back, nagre-retire na majority of them. Isa nga ito, you mentioned si Dirk Nowitzki, na the other day, ni-retire yung kanyang jersey, number 41, nakalagay nga sa hashtag nila, 41 forever. So, ika-apat si Dirk na ma-retire or yung kanyang jersey was sa rafters ng Dallas Mavericks sa Coliseum. After niya si Brad Davis, Derek Harper, and si Rolando Blackman. Matatandaan na si Dirk Nowitzki, third overall pick yan nung 21 years ago. So, ang highlight ng kanyang career, of course, winning the MVP back in 2007, and he gave the Dallas Mavericks their first championship back in 2011. Nanalo rin siya ng Finals MVP when the Mavericks defeated the Big Three of Big Three of the Miami Heat in 6 games. So, yung naging averages ni Dirk throughout his career, he averaged 20.7 points, 7.5 rebounds, 2.4 assists per game. And syempre, yung iba pang highlights niyan bukod sa naging MVP siya in 2007, is a 14-time NBA All-Star, a 4-time All-NBA First Team, and of course, player din yan ng German national team. And ito lang, because the NBA is on its 75th year anniversary, napasama si Dirk sa top 75 players ng NBA. Isa sa nakakatuwa na highlight ng jersey retirement ni Dirk, siguro doon sa mga nakapanood or sa hindi man nakapanood, kasi nagsalita ang kanyang former teammate si Jason Kidd, who is currently the head coach of the Mavericks. Di ba usong-uso ngayon, Reese, Jerry, yung dahil sa NBA, mga teams, medyo madaming nagkakaroon ng COVID cases. Biro mo, nakakita tayo ng mga dating NBA players nakakabalik sa NBA through may tawag sila dun parang emergency, parang gano'n. Tapos 10-day contract. Akalain niyo ba namang inalok ni Jason Kidd? Inalok ni Jason Kidd ng 10-day contract. Si Dirk, sabi ni Dirk, gano'n mukhang talagang expired na yung kanyang paglalaro sa NBA. So, magandang nung 2011 when they won the title, dyan tayo nakataya because ayaw natin sa team ni LeBron. Sorry, Direct Nick Earnshaw, no kami kay LeBron, kaya doon kami tumaya. At yun nga, talo ang Miami at nanalo ang Dallas. Yun ang isa sa mga paborito natin na players din sa NBA, si Dirk Nowitzki. Riz?
Right. Overall, he's a nice guy, no? Talagang he's well-loved over the years, and it's such a privilege and a pleasure to be able to watch Dirk all these years, and I'm sure the younger ones are looking up to Dirk, kung paano siya tumagal sa NBA, and again, playing for the Dallas Mavericks. Okay, singit ko lang din, NBA news. I don't know if nahagip nyo to. It's about your favorite player, LeBron James. Merong isang topic kung saan nakikisaw-saw na naman si LeBron. I wouldn't say nakikisaw. No, because remember, one of the help me with this. One of the anchors in that recent game of Kevin Porter of the Houston Rockets. Yeah, Kevin Porter Jr. of the Houston Rockets. He actually made a crucial 3-point shot at the latter part of the game, correct? Tapos, the broadcaster mentioned something. Kevin Porter Jr., like his dad, pulled that trigger right at the right time, to that effect. Ngayon, little did the broadcaster knew, kasi ang inaakala niya, that Kevin Porter Jr. is actually the son of Kevin Porter that played for the Wizards back in the day. Pero they're not related at all. And coincidentally and very unfortunately, the father of Kevin Porter Jr., who's playing now for the Houston Rockets, is actually in jail for allegedly shooting.
Yeah.
Yes. So, yun ang naging kagulo. And LeBron actually had an opinion about it, saying, of course, it's not cool for him to say something like that, and in fact is wanting an apology, or more so is wanting to fire the said anchor from doing or from calling the games. So I just wanna hear your opinion about this. Ako, being in the broadcast panel, to be honest, I think one, it could be an honest mistake. The words that he used during the game were usual words that we use as basketball terminologies. We use clutch, free trigger, pulling the trigger, ginagamit natin talaga yan. So I think it was an honest mistake. Although, hindi rin naman excuse na dapat nag-research muna siya bago niya in-assume na related sila. As a media practitioner, it is a responsibility to check our facts. Lalong-lalo na when it comes to family-related matters. Kasi syempre, hindi lang naman yung player ang maapektuhan dyan, kung hindi yung pamilya niya also. So that's where I'm coming from. But the broadcaster issued an apology. I am not updated kung si Kevin Porter Jr. has already accepted that apology, kung nag-issue na rin siya ng statement after that. Or maybe hindi pa siguro in the next coming days, we'll know. But just I saw LeBron's tweet over the said matter. So ako, I want to get your reactions very quick before we move on to the next topic. Jerry, ikaw.
Ako, agree ako
Kasi si
sa
Wayla
Riz.
nanggigigil na kaagad.
Agree ako sa Riz. I think yung ano lang yun, parang sports cliche lang yung sinabi nung broadcaster, no? Yung out of the blue, he was describing kasi yung shot ni
Moment.
Kevin Porter.
Yeah.
Yung moment na nakikita niya na nangyayari. So, parang sports cliche yung out of ano lang na sabi niya, pero I don't think hindi niya naman sinasadya na gawing i-connect, no? I-connect yung
Right.
yung incident ng father ni Kevin Porter at dun sa ginawa nung anak niya during the game. But tama ka rin na social responsibility pa rin ng mga broadcasters yun. Natin, tayong mga nasa media, but sometimes nangyayari talaga yung mga ganyan eh.
Correct.
So,
Nagkakamali talaga minsan.
Oo, hindi natin maiiwasan. So, hayaan na lang natin na ganun.
Ikaw, Waylon.
Hindi ko lang alam nangyari ba to after na-suspend na ni Kevin Porter or before siya ma-suspend? Hindi ko, I'm not particular.
Alam ko, suspended yan by the team, di
diba?
ba?
Na-suspend. Yes, di ba?
Na-suspend yan after ng Denver yata. Oo.
Dahil umalis.
Anyway, dahil umalis halftime Pero agree ako sa sinabi mo, Jerry, and of course, lalo kay Riza, being a courtside, and of course, minsan ko panel din si Riza. Minsan sa game kasi, as panel, minsan talagang yung sa excitement ng game, di ba? Maano ka, minsan mawawala ka din sa wisyo mo na, oo nga no, hindi pala ni ganito yan. Hindi pala sila related. Kamali ako. Pero on the other hand, tama din I'm sure walang malice yun when he said that. Walang intention na i-connect dun sa kung ano yung personal, di ba? Nung si Kevin Porter Jr. Pero tama ka din, Reese, minsan talaga kailangan talagang research, yun talaga ang sikreto, yun ang key para ka hindi umabot sa ganyang sitwasyon. And sa pagkaka-comment naman ni Lebron, tama ka, masawsaw talaga yan kahit saan Pero buti na lang din yung announcer, yung panel, nag-apologize, which is the correct way to do. Siguro kung maski naman hindi kinol ni Lebron yung insidente na yun, maski ibang tao ang magsabi, uy, hindi yan anak ni iba tatay niya, ganito tatay niya. I'm sure mag-apologize din yung tao. Correct. So, tama si Jerry, lang yan, simpleng bagay lang yan, huwag makisawsaw.
Alright, now, balik tayo. From NBA news na syempre, or NBA games na mapapanood nyo through Signal in different platforms. Balik tayo sa PBA. May mga movement ng players even while the games are on hold. Quickly, pasadahan lang natin. We learned that Rodney Brundial, who was a free agent for a while, was moved to the San Miguel Beermen. Jerry, can you tell us more about this?
Yes, Riz. Actually, nagsimula yon wala nga tayong idea na nagsimula lang yon, nag-post si Rodney Brundial sa IG account niya na he was thanking Alaska management for the years that he stayed with the franchise. And then, doon na umano, doon na sumabog na he was already a free agent. But, hindi sila nagkasundo actually dun sa inoffer ng Alaska na 2-year contract. So, as unrestricted free agent, dahil yung mga rookies from the 2014 draft class, dyan magsisimula yung mga unrestricted free agents. Basta naka 7 years ka na sa liga, magiging unrestricted free agent ka na. Yun nga yung binabanggit ni Commissioner Willie Marcial kanina. And si Rodney Brundial, kasama dyan sa draft class na yan. So, may offer sa kanya ang San Miguel na I think mas longer na contract. I think it was sa 3-year deal. So, pumirma siya sa San Miguel. Kaya now he's officially a San Miguel Beerman. And i-segue ko na rin, Riz. In the same way na si Nards Pinto ng Meralco, kasama rin sa draft class ng 2014, hindi rin nagkasundo dun sa in-offer na 2-year contract ng Wolves management. Kaya napunta siya ngayon sa Ginebra where he signed a 3-year deal. Yung length lang ng contract ang alam natin, but as to yung magkano yung sweldo or total package ng contract, hindi tayong privy about. Yun lang, Riz. And yung mga 2014 draft class pa, marami pa yan, ha? So, yun ang abangan, I think, ng mga fans ngayon kung sino-sino yung nandun sa batch na yon na hindi pa napapapirma ng mga mother ball club nila. Riz?
The free agency in the PBA never got this exciting. So let's see, let's watch, let's wait and see. Because according to the commissioner, kahit nga the games are on hold, pwedeng maglipatan itong mga players na to. So again, that's going to make the league even more interesting as it is. And while we are waiting for the games to resume, magandang magandang pakaabangan. And speaking of abangan, ito na yung inaabangan kasi we spoke to the commissioner earlier and he of course is very happy on how the turnout of the inaugural conference of the PBA 3-on-3 was, and nobody else can be happier than the head coach or the coach of the very first champions. So let's bring into the show. And if I'm not mistaken, we're having him for the first time. Wow, the photo is incredible. We chose this photo for you, Coach. He is nonetheless then, of course, a player that was a member of the PBA all-defensive team and also a PBA champion himself. And now another thing is added to that colorful resume as he is the champion, or he is the coach of the champion team, the very first PBA 3-on-3 champion team. Willy Wilson is joining us in the Chasedown. Hi, Coach Willie.
Hi, thanks for having me, guys, and throwing that photo up there.
Yeah, do you like the photo that we chose for you?
Super throwback. I haven't looked like that in years, but it gives me something to aspire to get back to.
Kamusta, Coach Willie? First and foremost, how are you?
I'm doing great. Just at home, working from home, trying to do a little bit more scouting on our upcoming opponents for Phoenix, and just always trying to learn more and more.
All right, Coach May, our Ka-Chasers have questions for you also. We'll start off with Jerry. Go ahead.
Riz, bago natin tanongin si Coach Willie, I think sasamahan yata siya ng isang champion player niya na kasama rin natin.
Oh, nice. Nice.
Ayan,
okay.
21st
May pakilala
overall
na natin.
The 2010 PBA draft by the Alaska Aces and played for different basketball teams inside and outside of the PBA. Pero ngayon, ano na siya, PBA 3x3 champion with Limitless App, none other than Marvin Hayes.
Marvin Hayes!
Yan, Marvin!
Wala bang ilaw dyan?
Thank you sa pag-invite sa akin.
Akala ko Phil-Am. Phil-Am yan si Marvin. How are you?
Phil-Am.
English, Marv, English. Continue.
Pinalaki lang sa Am. Hello. Kamusta kayo?
Marvin.
Yung can I just ask a quick question? Yung played for different teams inside and outside the PBA. Ano ibig sabihin nun?
Marvin, tinatanong ka ni Coach Willie.
Ligang labas ba yun?
Kasama na yun, ligang labas, lahat. Labas, ligang loob.
I'm just ligang loob din, ligang loob.
Oo. Ligang loob, balik loob, lahat na.
Okay, I'm just curious. And I just want to say hi to Nick the Mooses.
Yeah,
I don't know if he's there. If he wants to show his beautiful face. If he wants to show his beautiful face.
Hello. Okay. Before this conversation goes to another direction, let's go back to the questions that we were supposed to throw into you guys. Let's focus first on Limitless App. Where are the other guys anyway? I'm sorry, because syempre in the successful run of yours, very instrumental was Brandon.
Yes.
Where is Jorey?
And Raymar.
Kaduya?
Raymar Kaduya.
Raymar.
And then we have Mike Gamboa.
Mike Gamboa
And-
also.
Yeah, and we have JP Balenchon.
JP.
And JP, where are
so-
they? Did
Well,
not make it?
you know, to be blunt, I hope they're home and
Mhm.
trying their best to stay away from COVID. But aside from that, what I do know is Joré is back in his province of Bicol. Raymar is in his province of Bukidnon. Brandon should be at home. He better be at home. He's trying to watch Spider-Man. But yeah, he better be at home. Who am I missing? Marvin is against the light.
Oo nga,
Coach, hindi,
Marvin.
natural lang.
Yan.
Yeah.
Yan.
Yeah. Mike and JP, they're here in Manila. They're just at home chilling. We're all at home. We're doing our best to stay in shape. We got them doing their home workouts. You know, they're getting ready to defend their title in this second conference of the 3x3 whenever the 3x3 league gets back up and running.
Okay, all right. Jerry, go ahead. Shoot the first question.
Yeah, first question to Coach Willie. Coach, how does it feel
Jerry?
being a champion? Yeah, how does it feel being a champion coach right now?
Oh man, how many times have I gotten this question? Well, you know, it still hasn't really, you know, I still don't really feel it because, again, this is something new to for me being a part of the 3x3. So not being able to, you know, coach in the moment, doing your preparations before every game, and then critiquing the team after the game. You know, it of course I'm extremely happy being a part of the Limitless team, and I'm very, very proud of all the work and everything that the team has accomplished. But it just, you know, I can't bring myself to call myself a champion coach. I just don't, you know. I don't know. Maybe my I just can't. I can't do it.
Coach,
I mean,
Coach,
for the players, by all means, yeah, those are champion players. But they put in the work. They've won the championship. I don't know. I can't. I don't feel it yet.
what's more satisfying, Coach? Being a champion player or being a champion coach?
I have to. Man, that's a good question. Well, I've won one championship in the PBA, and I've won 4 in college. I honestly can't remember how it feels, how the college championships felt, because it was so long ago. I guess, all right, being a champion coach. I'd say that feels a lot better because I can remember it.
Okay. Kay Marvin naman, bago ko i-bato kay Waylon. Marvin,
Hello po.
good afternoon,
man.
Congratulations. Yung nilabas na rankings ng PBA ngayon, ikaw ang number 1 sa PBA 3x3.
Number
Oh,
1.
number 1. Oo.
You know?
Nagulat ka ba ron? O wala lang sa'yo?
Hindi ko nga alam yun eh. Actually, baliwala sa akin yan kung number 1 tayo. Importante yung ano. Doon ako sa team eh. Doon ako sa ng team. So, thankful ako na nag-number 1 pero baliwala sa akin yun. Kumbaga, doon ako sa ikabubuti ng para sa lahat ng member ng team. Na hopefully this coming na second conference, makaisa ulit. Sobra-sobra siguro sa aming kasiyahan yun sa team.
Nakuha nyo na yung premyo nyo?
Ano? Oh, teka. Ba't ako?
Joke lang.
Hindi naman ako naglalaro eh. Kayo naman naglalaro eh.
Wala pa.
Gaganyan lang ako sa inyo eh.
Coach,
Penge.
Actually,
Hanggang doon lang ako eh.
Hindi pa kami nagkikita-kita talaga nung after ng pagkapanalo namin kasi eto ngayong nangyari, nag-alert level 3. So hindi pa kami talaga nagkikita-kita or nag-uusap-usap. Actually, after ng game namin, nang nanalo kami ng championship, nag-dinner kami with Boss Bugs and Boss RTC. So, konting celebration lang. Then after
Konti lang,
yun,
konti lang.
hindi na kami nagkita ulit kasi nag-lockdown na. Yun lang.
May ano rin ba? May bonus din ba from management?
Meron din. Actually, yung
Yun.
sobrang generous nga nila Boss Bugs eh. Kasi nung unang champion namin, sa sobrang saya siguro ni Boss Bugs, dinoble yung unang champion namin nung leg
Wow!
leg
Si
5.
Boss Bugs at si Boss RTZ.
Boss RTC. So, dinoble nila din. Yun. Kahit pa paano, nakarami din ng bonus at marami tayong pambayad sa utang.
Utang ba? Utang ba? Bills. Sabi mo, bills.
Mga bills.
Parang regular yung utang mo.
Bacon.
Monthly. Grabe ka naman. Wag naman ganun. Lumapit sa akin, ha.
Okay, thank you. Waylon, next question.
Coach Willie, last time
Yeah,
na
what's up?
nagpunta ako ng ensayo ng Phoenix, the last time I went there, as player ka pa eh.
Talaga.
Pero now, being called the head coach of the
There's no
of the
difference.
Limitless
There's no
team.
difference.
Pero coach, anong adjustment yung ginawa mo handling this team, this 3x3 pa, and the regular 5-on-5. Siyempre
Nako,
yung
madami.
paano siguro paano mo lang siya the adjustment you made.
Siguro yung pinaka-adjustment ko is di na ako po practice. Physically, I'm not. Actually, the reason why I got into coaching, it goes way back. I played for Jung Chico, and he put the idea in my head. Told me that, hey, Willie, napaka-experience mo. Pwede ka maging coach when you retire. So, I don't know if he meant experience in a good way or experience in a bad way. But no, that right there planted the seeds in my mind that, maybe I can, I can stay in basketball after playing. Since then, I've already been, planning on how to transition and how to adjust. So the biggest adjustment and what I've learned along the way from the coaches that I've been under is trying to be empathetic, trying to, because I've been a player, so that's my advantage, and how to put myself in their shoes and tempering my expectations. So that's been the biggest adjustment for me on how to practice that, put that into practice. And well, I'm very demanding as a coach, and just like I was as a player, of myself and of my teammates. And I think Marvin can tell you that I don't hold my tongue when I speak to them, sometimes to the point that I can, I can probably be hurtful with the things that I say, but it comes from a good place, and I make sure that from the very start they already know what they're getting into, and they know that if they want to play for me and be, and be a part of this, that this is part of it. It just comes with it. I'm never gonna be, what do they call it, plastic, or I'm never gonna cook these guys. I'm gonna be 100% authentic and honest with them.
Coach, prior to 3x3, if I'm not mistaken, si Jory and JP Bilancion are part of the Fuel Masters. Si Marvin, paano? Yung ibang players that you recruited. Yeah. Yung ibang players, how did you recruited them?
Okay, so the story was like this. the team that I started with was totally different than the team that I ended up with. So whether
Okay.
during the first lockdown, we had already been practicing for about 2, maybe 3 weeks with my set of players. I had one player coming in from the States, and when he arrived, he practiced for 1 day, and then the PBA lockdown. So that included the 3x3, of course. So he had one practice with us, and then that was it. So in the midst of the lockdown, there were other leagues that were, I guess, considered amateur. And I'm not going to name these leagues, but some players decided to transfer to the other leagues, whether it be permanently or temporarily, but ended up becoming permanently. So I ended up with four, was it three roster spots open. So no, 2 roster spots open. I had to look for 2 roster spots the week of the start of the tournament, and I was just, Marvin was one of the guys that I called, and I got contact with JP through Coach Chris. He's also part of the Phoenix coaching staff. He used to coach JP when JP was playing for Letran. But as far as my initial guys, because I'm just starting out with this coaching, my network is small. It was just all word of mouth. Who can I get? Just asking around. Who can I get to put on my 3x3 squad? And from that small network that I had, my network just got bigger and bigger and bigger, and that's how I ended up with Brandon. That's how I ended up with Raymar. That's how I ended up with Mike Gamboa and Jore, who was already with us on Phoenix. And actually, it was Nico Salva initially, and they kind of switched places.
At least, Coach, congratulations on that. You have that gut feel of getting players that turned out the champion team, di ba?
Yeah. Actually, it's Marvin plays a really big role in that. Initially, I didn't know. I mean, that gut feel, I really didn't know what I was looking for, because I sought the advice of so many different people on I even went on the internet and all over the place trying to find out, what's the best lineup for a 3x3 squad. I mean, I'm coming from 5-on-5 where you have 5 positions, and it ended up being, I just needed 4 Marvin Hayes type players, and guys that are super versatile, that aren't trying to play for themselves, and that are trying to play for the team. And it just worked out.
Correct. Tama ka, Coach. Marvin Hayes, ganyan talaga style niyan . Jerry Risa, kino-cover pa lang natin sa JRU yan. Ganyan na talaga maglaro yan. Marvin!
Yes, sir.
Ano ba? Nakapag 3x3 ka ba before, prior to this? Kasi nakikita kita madalas sa larong ligang labas .
Actually,
Grabe ka naman.
nakapaglaro na rin ako 3x3. So,
oo.
ako ng mga
So, may experience na. May
yung ligang labas,
experience.
May experience na rin.
Pero,
actually, yung alam ko sa 3x3, nakuha ko rin sa ibang team. Like yung team ng Platinum. Kumbaga yung sistema nila, alam ko na kung paano nila rin. So yung mga idea nila sa mga plays, sa depensa, tsaka yung paano nila patakbuhin yung team. Kumbaga nakuha ko yung idea nila kasi may isang player doon na nakasama ko na rin sa ibang liga, si Monteclaro. So alam ko na yung sistema nila. So nagkaroon na rin ako ng idea. Then shinare ko sa team.
Marvin,
shinare ko kung ano yung Yes.
very good. Marvin, na-mention kanina ni Jerry na yun na nga, number 1 ka sa PBA sa FIBA in terms of points. Kasi itong programa ni PBA na 3x3, nakatahi ito sa Samahang Basketball ng Pilipinas. Yung programa nila for the national team. Ikaw ba, Marvin, willing ka or sa tingin mo kaya na kung magbubuo ng national team, 3x3, yung style mo, sukat na sukat dun sa ganong klaseng labanan?
Sa tingin ko kaya nating mag-compete, pero yung para sa sarili ko na kaya ko talaga na, kasi iba na kasi sa international, mas malalaking player. Actually, nanonood din ako ng mga ng mga style nila, kung paano sila maglaro. Actually, ano kasi doon, hindi pwede yung puro lakas ka lang, malakas ka lang, hindi pwede rin doon yung shooter ka lang. Kumbaga, iba-ibang combination eh. Kumbaga, kailangan din dito ng yung bawat isang player kung paano mo siya gagamitin. Actually, may mga player na merong gagamitin mo sa pick and roll, puro lang siya roll. Hindi pwede yung ganun eh. Dapat may pick and pop din, 3 points. Kasi hindi pwede talaga na lagi mong kukunin sa loob. Actually, nung unang mga leg namin, nahihirapan talaga kaming manalo. So, hindi ko alam, parang lagi nang mainit yung ulo ni Coach Willie sa amin eh. So, may time na parang ayaw niya na parang, sige, kung ayun yung gusto niyo, bahala kayo dyan. Coach, kasi wala siyang idea eh. Diba, Coach Willie, kinakausap ko siya, Coach, baka pwedeng mapapagod tayo pag lagi tayong ganito, lagi tayong loob. Kasi malalaki yung team namin, especially meron kaming Brandon. Grabe rin naman maglaro si Brandon. So nakikita ko kay Brandon na madali siyang mapagod pag laging ipoposte sa loob. So hanggang sa, ayun, parang naisip ko kung magbubuo tayo ng team, kaya naman natin mag-compete, pero depende sa player na kukunin mo, na dapat talaga open siya na open-minded siya na magbago ng style niya. Hindi pwede yung puro atake lang. So yun. Kumbaga malaking adjustment. Hindi lang sa players, ganoon din sa coaches.
Tama. Pero sana makabuo tayo ng malakas na national team outside
this. Let me just add on to that. Marvin brought up that we had a really hard time winning at the start, and I think I was a big reason on why the team couldn't or wasn't performing so well. Like I said earlier, that I got advice from so many people, and the biggest, or the thing that I heard the most was, it's all about the 2-point shot. It's all about the 2-point shot. It's 100% more than the one. Not like in 5-on-5 where it's 2s and 3s. Over there, it's 1s and 2s. So in my mind, I was just like, all right, just shoot a bunch of 2s. So that first leg, I had my guys like Marvin taking like how many 2-point shots every single game, and I think Marvin will tell you that's not his game. And so what happened was my judgment on what is a good and what is a bad shot kind of got clouded. I don't know if you'll look at a lot of these other teams playing in the PBA 3x3. You'll just see them taking a lot of contested 2-point shots. Again, maybe that may be what their plan is, but me personally, coming from the 5-on-5 background, I never wanted to see players take those type of shots unless you're Matthew Wright or Marshall Lassiter or maybe even Terrence Romeo type player that you've proven time and again that you can make those shots. So the adjustment that we made as a team was we're gonna take good shots, and it's a 12-second shot clock, but we're gonna, if need be, we're gonna use that 12 seconds to find the best shot, and we're gonna take advantage of the types of players that we have, which are players that can play inside first and foremost, and also play outside to create those good shots. And as you saw throughout the course of the conference, we got better conditioned, and we got better at what we did, and we found our identity as a team.
Well, it was, I think, one of the takeaways of this experience of this team also is it's not how you start, but how you finish. And for you guys to be able to adjust on the fly and be able to admit that things are not working and you need to listen to other opinion and implement, other things to make it all successful. I think that's the reason, one of the many reasons why you guys became successful. We wish we would have you guys longer, but we are running out of time. But before we do that, actually, Nicholas is over here, and we want to be able to congratulate Coach Willy Wilson for this success because we know it wasn't easy for him. So, come on, Parbu.
Oh, you got me a trophy.
Yes.
You got me a trophy. Where's my trophy?
Here's a trophy for you.
First ever back-to-back and grand finale, Coach. Put that in the Wikipedia. Change it. Here's your third trophy, Coach.
Hey, thank you. My Crocs are waiting for him. My Crocs are waiting for him.
Coach, you want to thank you want to give a quick shout out to everyone that has, of course, been instrumental in this successful run.
All right, yeah. I want to first and foremost thank my family for for just bearing with all the time that I had to spend at practice and training. So my wife Maria, my kids Kalia, Cameron, and Olivia, my folks back in California, my folks in Pangasinan and in Quezon City, and Phoenix Fuel Masters coaching staff, Coach Topex, Coach Jamai, Coach John, Coach Chris, Coach Ton, for always being there when I rant and complain about my 3x3 players and not listening, especially Marvin. And guys that I went to for advice on how to be a better coach and make help my team play better. Nick is one of those guys, Jason, and a bunch of others. And I'd like to thank the players for putting up with me and putting their trust in me 100%. Whether I was giving them, whether I was steering them in the wrong direction or the right direction. I just want to thank them for their trust.
Thanks, Coach. Marvin, how about you? Mga gusto kang pasalamatan, batiin.
Siyempre, nagpapasalamat ako sa Phoenix sa chance ulit na makapaglaro sa PBA. Actually, tagal kong nawala sa PBA, tapos nakabalik ako dito pa sa 3x3. Then, nag-champion pa. So, sobrang thank you. Actually, kay Coach Willie din sa opportunity na binigay niya sa akin, kay Boss Bugs, Boss RTC, sa mga teammates ko, sa minsan nagtatalo-talo kami kung ano yung gagawin, pero sobrang haba ng pasyensya nila sa akin. So, salamat sa inyo. Kay Brandon, Raymar, JP, Borge, and Joray. Then, papasalamat din ako sa wife ko na laging nandyan, na up and down, na laging nasa tabi ko, and sa mga anak ko. Then, thank you rin dito sa show nyo na na-invite ako. Sobrang thank you.
Idol.
All right. How about let's put it this way. Sana after the second conference of the PBA 3-on-3, makita-kita tayo ulit in this setting because you're gonna go home with another championship. Deal?
Let's claim it.
Sounds
Claim
good.
it.
Sounds good.
Claim it. So I get
Thank you.
another trophy.
Yeah, we got you another gibbet. Don't worry about that.
He got two of those for me already from when we won.
Right, and he was supposed to give this before the game, but he said I don't want to jinx it. But he had this ready because he already had a feeling that you guys are gonna win. He's all support for the team. Congratulations.
Thank you.
We have again the champions of the very first PBA 3-on-3 Limitless App from, of course, the Phoenix Fuel Masters. Maraming salamat, Coach Willie, Marvin Hayes, and congratulations to the rest of the team. Thank you for joining us.
Thank you.
Ingat.
Marvin, thank you.
Ingat. Take care. And we'll be back with more. Wag po kayong aalis. Welcome back to the Chasedown. Ako, punong-puno talaga yung show natin. Halos hindi natin mapagkasya sa dami ng kwento at kakwentuhan natin. Very quick, bago tayo magpaalam, meron tayong isang issue or isang storya na gustong pasadahan ng mabilis. Waylon, can you give us the update between this rift? Very sad, you know, because EJ Obiena, our pole vaulter, is not in good terms or is in a misunderstanding with the PATAFA. But we get recent news na parang nag-agree ang parties, both parties na mag-usap. Can you give us the latest?
Ang latest race and mga ka-chasers that nababasa din naman natin yan sa news, no, na si EJ Obiena has agreed dun sa mediation na pangungunahan ng Philippine Sports Commission under its chairman, Butch Ramirez. Ito yung tignan nila yung mga liquidation. Actually, EJ, from what we understand, is preparing it. Sasabi niya sa PSC. And because of that, doon din siguro malamang nanggaling yung decision ng PATAFA under naman its president, chairman Philip Elawico, na i-defer yung decision nila para tanggalin si EJ sa lineup sa member of the national team. So after 2 weeks sa kanila babalikan ito. So I think this is a good start. You'll agree with me, with everybody else saying na maganda tong oportunidad na to para at least bigyan ng chance para magkaroon ng pag-aayos led by the PSC. And ang POC din ng Philippine Sports Commission with President Bumble Tolentino, minove nila yung General Assembly nila, I think for this week, na move to later this month. So, yung decision nila yung persona ng grata kay Mr. Philip Elawico, hindi muna mangyayari for this week. Mamumove yan to later this month. Who knows? By the time na magkaroon ng mediation ng PSC, ng decision, baka by that time, wala nang ganong stand ang POC to para hindi na papuntahin si Mr. Wico during the General Assembly. So at least with EJ agreeing dito sa mediation na to, it's a good sign, it's a good move for him, and hopefully lahat naman tayo umaasa na maayos itong gusot na to between PATAFA and EJ Obiena. Please.
We certainly hope for that, and we'll be updating you sa mga latest development sa pag-uusap na yan, and we certainly hope, like what I said, na mangyari yan as soon as possible. But nevertheless, we want to thank everyone that joined us this afternoon because we are about to close the show. Unang-una na, pasalamatan natin si Coach Willy Wilson and Marvin Hayes for spending time with us, and of course, Commissioner Willie Marcial, thank you so much to our guest today. Maraming salamat din sa mga nanood sa atin at nakapakinig sa atin ngayong araw na to. Jerry, may mga babatiin ka pa ba?
Mahaba eh. Pero yung ilan na lang, si Tony Go, Dan Cordero, Julian Lapid, Gab Pereras, yung mga barkada natin dyan sa NCAA Mancom at saka sa Maysum Gang namin ni Abak Cordero, nagpapabati rin si Abak, saka paring Saldi. Happy New Year.
Yun.
Waylon, go ahead.
Eto, mabilis lang, Reese. Jenny Castillo Ponce, happy birthday sa lahat to. Mel Melchor Turno, Jorel Suarez, utol ko, Edward Galvez, Jenny Catan, dati sa NCAA. And also, of course, si Bill Velasco, Kagawad Chris Paulo, and of course, happy birthday sa pinsan ko, Sharon Paz, and sa anak niya, si Nico Paz. Happy birthday sa inyong dalawa. And congratulations sa first baby ninyo, Mr. and Mrs. Alzate sa London. Ingat kayo dyan.
Ayan. At syempre, ang ating pong paalala sa lahat ng ating mga ka-chasers dyan, panatilihin po natin ang pag-oobserba ng mga health protocols. Make sure that you always wear your mask, you wash your hands, you disinfect your hands, and you stay healthy. Drink your vitamins, and avoid muna itong mga gatherings. Keep that social distancing para lagi po tayong safe and healthy. With that being said, we'd like to thank everyone who joined us this afternoon from the hardworking men and women of the Chasedown. Ako po si Riza Diaz. Kasama ko si Jerry Ramos, si Waylon Galvez, ganun na rin si Abac Cordero. Maraming salamat po at ingat po kayo. Magkita-kita po tayo ulit next week for another edition of the Chasedown.
Chasedown!
Ingat,
Hi,
salamat.
Sir
We'll see you next week.
Weekend!
Bye!
Manang, pagaling! Bye!